Man, I am ice cold right now, but we got some Friday RBI props to give out. Let's talk some baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back into another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven, TGIF. That's right, it is almost the weekend. But man, it has been a rough week. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I know we've been getting out a lot of info and people are getting winners, but my best bets alone are just not cutting it lately. But I know we're going to turn it around. The research is there. I trust the numbers. But we got to turn it around soon because this is driving me absolutely bonkers. But before we get into all the research help and everything we're going to give you, and we got a special Friday bet that we're going to probably do every single Friday. So stay tuned for that. But congrats to ASIM03 for finally becoming the first Dinger Tuesday winner after a couple tiebreaker days. And it came with controversy. Let's be honest with you guys. He reached out because of his work schedule and everything, and he didn't even see it until he woke up and saw that one of his games were canceled. He private messaged me and put it on YouTube, changed one of his hitters. The guy he changed it to was Mr. Brandon Marsh, and he hit a bomb to win it. I mean, at least a dinger ended up winning it, but he needed all four of those bases too. So anyways, thank you to both of you. That was a lot of fun every single day. So I'll reach out to you, ASIMs, and get you paid for that first Dinger Tuesday, and we will be back again next week for another contest. And also thank you to two other followers that had a much better idea on tiebreaker, and we're going to use it. Thanks to Mike Alley Scott 6376 and at a Wager Whispers for the idea. It's just going to be the longest home run. That's what we're going to do. If we have a tie next time, it is the longest home run. So that's a great idea instead of doing total bases every single day, even though that was probably entertaining for some of you guys. But anyways, be sure to go check out that NBA video for best bets. Somehow, some way, we are on an 11-4 run after a 2-0 sweep yesterday. Been on an absolute tear. Which is surprising, obviously, because this time of the year is hard, but I love to see it. At least one of the sports is doing well right now. But anyways, let's get right into it. I got a baseball fun fact. It's short, it's quick, and it's easy. The record for the fastest baseball pitch by a woman is 69 miles per hour or 111 kilometers for those that need to hear that. So just thought that was interesting. But in this video, we're going to recap yesterday, and it was just brutal again. But and then we'll go over the good hitter matchups, the good pitcher strikeout matchups, the full pitcher report for a big Friday slate, the best bets, of course, and wrap it all up with the recap every Monday. So starting on Monday next week, we will also be giving out aces of bases, the total bases leaders in the last about week or so, I think we'll do. So we got more and more research help coming out to you guys. So anyways, hit that like button. Leave a comment below. I think we're about 50 away from 23,000. Can we get there? I wanted to get there by the end of the week, and here we are. It's Friday. Thank you, guys. I appreciate all the support, all the likes, the comments, and everything else. So if you are new, hit that subscribe button. All right, let's get into it, and it starts with the recap. All right, you wouldn't know it this week, but this is the sport I know the most about, but of course, that doesn't always mean winning bets, so we will turn it around. But we lost our Nerfy streak, guys. 5 in a row to start the year. We finally lost. I broke Grayson Rodriguez's 18-game scoreless first inning streak. Congratulations to me, of course. But he ended up giving up 2 runs, actually, in the first. And then the second one, every time I give out a hitter parlay, one of the games is canceled or one guy doesn't play. So it's still a winner. Not as big of a winner as I wanted, but Marcell Ozuna gets the job done, and I watched his at-bats. He had a 10 or 11 at pitch at-bat. He hit a bomb that was just foul, and he ended it with a base hit. He was absolutely locked into Quintana. That was a fun at-bat to watch just as a baseball fan in general. But Contreras didn't play because the Brewers game got canceled. Rangers team total over 2.5 in the first 5 innings. Who in the world saw them getting 1 hit by JP Sears? They were absolutely awful. It wasn't even close. Just a terrible read by me. I mean, Sears has struggled, and they hit lefties, and I don't know what to say. It's baseball. They just all came not ready to play. It's like they all hit the bars late last night and just didn't care about the game at all. Ended up losing. And by the way, I put a tweet out. Mason Miller, if you have not seen him pitch, you need to. He is used in the bullpen now. He is maybe the nastiest pitcher in the majors. He threw a 104-mile-an-hour pitch, so I think it was Seager. It was just bonkers. And then he has a slider that people are waving at because they just are guessing fastball. Anyways, just want to point that out. He is pretty nasty out of the pen for the A's. But anyways, that's the bets recap. It's crappy. I mean, there's no beating around the bush. I've been transparent with you guys forever, but I know we'll turn it around. We had a much better season last season, so we just got to stay the course. If you want to fade me right now, I don't blame you. It is a cold streak, but hopefully we can end the week strong and carry it into next week. So That's the bets recap. But before we get into the actual bets, let's talk the good hitter matchups. All right, we got 12 good matchups for you today for Friday, April 12th. Charlie Blackmon's up there a lot. Obviously, Charlie Blackmon's been in the majors for a long time, but 6 for 18 versus Gausman. Tough matchup, though. And then Kyle Tucker, Jose Altuve, a couple Astros. They are hitting the ball well, 10 for 24 combined versus Dane Dunning, who is a little bit better pitcher nowadays than he was. And then also Jeremy Pena over there on the right for the Astros, 4 for 10 with 4 singles. Other than that, nobody has an absolute ton of home runs. I mean, Travis d'Arnaud is a 5 for 10, 4 extra base hits. That's not too shabby. How about Ronald Acuna, 4 for 8, and 3 of those 4 are extra base hits against Rogers. So we got some good matchups. Hopefully this helps you get some winners as well. And then we got that Pablo Lopez Tariq Skubal matchup today, which we'll get into in a little bit since they got canceled yesterday. But anyways, those are the good hitter matchups for April 12th. And now let's talk some arms. All right, we got 4 good pitcher strikeout matchups for you today, and the first and second one are the same ones as yesterday when the game got canceled, and it may get canceled again. We'll see, but I won't go over those again. Tariq Skubal, Pablo Lopez, a great pitching matchup. And then Kevin Gausman versus the Rockies. Gausman, his first home start of the season. First 2 starts, 6 and 0 Ks. It just wasn't pretty. He got rocked by the Yankees. His velocity is a little bit down. He doesn't seem worried. Team doesn't seem worried when you look into it. So we'll see. Maybe this is his bounce back game, and he just absolutely dominates at home because the Rockies obviously strike out a ton. And the last one, the lefty, Reed Detmers. Red Sox 12th highest K percentage versus lefties last year, so it's not crazy high. Still 25.2%. Detmers 168 Ks and 148.2 innings. Detmers has been a guy in his career when he's on, he is tough to hit. He can strike out absolutely anybody. As you could see by one of his 2 starts already, he had 12 strikeouts versus this Red Sox team already this year and 7 Ks against Baltimore. So when he is on, he can miss a lot of bats. He's also been known to be off and he can get hit a little bit. But I included this because so far this year, Boston has the second highest K percentage versus lefties. Small sample size, but because it's such a drastic change in where they're at, and Devers looks like he's hurt too and out of the lineup. But anyways, just want to point that out because Detmers has started well and the Red Sox have struck out a lot. So that's the 4th best pitcher strikeout matchup that I got together for you guys. Hopefully these help you guys get some winners. And now let's move to the pitcher report. All right, these are the first 8 matchups for April 12th. And as you guys know, that first one right up there is the marquee matchup of the day for sure, if they can get it in and it doesn't rain again. But other than that, Rays don't have a pitcher listed, as you can see. And Freddie Peralta is taking on Tyler Wells, making his first start for the Orioles from injury. But those are his numbers from last year. And all of these are last year's numbers yet. We have not done this year yet. Still too small of a sample size. And if you're new, obviously you see all the different categories with the average on the bottom. So you have something to compare it to and just kind of help you, whether you bet on walks, strikeouts, or just the game in general. Hopefully these help. Let's see. Bailey Falter for the Pirates, giving up 10.5 hits per 9 last year. And other than that, I mean, Detmers, those are his numbers, but so far he's thrown the ball a lot better. Luis Severino is not throwing the ball great, but he's throwing the ball better than last year. That's 6.19 expected ERA. It's 6.65 ERA. It's a little extreme for him. That was a really down year for him. And then Max Fried, he's actually struggled a little bit this year. As you can see, elite numbers, Cy Young candidate, but his first couple starts have not been so good yet. So anyways, that's page 1. Take a screenshot. Let's go check out page 2. All right, here is page 2, and we got some hittable pitchers, that's for sure. And of course, that all starts with the Mr. Christmas Tree, Chris Flexen, 6.5 ERA, expected ERA last year. He's not much better this year, let's be honest with you. Dane Dunning throwing the ball pretty well, actually, better than those numbers right now. Facing JP France in an AL West showdown. And then the Mariners just suck, so I hate talking about them, but they're just mad. They're just making me mad. But anyways, Miller going up against Wicks of the Cubs. Decent matchup there. Brandon Pfaadt, the youngster for the D-backs, he hasn't gotten off to the greatest start. Some people thought he'd break out this year. And then Steven Matz, he's actually throwing the ball pretty well for the Cardinals right now, but 4.22 expected ERA last year. And then down there at the bottom, the Padres-Dodgers game, Michael King throwing the ball pretty well so far to start the year. We're all expecting a decent amount from him. Came over the Juan Soto trade. And then Yamamoto, the rookie, of course, that got the big deal for the Dodgers is down there. But other than that, most hits, Carlos Tabasco Carrasco gave up 11.5 hits per 9 last year. Starting off a little bit better this year, though. And not any huge strikeout guys. A lot of guys right around average. Michael King is a little different, but he did only have like 4 Ks, I believe, last game. So anyways, that's all the rambling. That's the matchups. That's the second page of the matchups. So take a screenshot, go get some winners, and those are all 15 pitching matchups for Friday, April 12th. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this segment of the show is brought to you by our sponsor, Better Bet. That's BTR Bet, the best place to find, track, analyze, and share your bets. Click that link below in the description to go check it out. All right, I got 2 best bets before we get into my 4 RBI props for Friday. Let's get into it. Obviously, I'll have an added play later, but there's just so much NBA and MLB. It was just crazy tonight. But this first one is a hitter parlay. Give me Jose Altuve and Vinny Pasquantino, 1+ hit each at -103 on ESPN Bet. Let's start out with the little guy, Jose Altuve, 1+ hit. You saw it on the hitter matchups already. He is 5 for 11 with 3 extra base hits and 2 home runs. 2 of those 3 hits are home runs versus Dane Dunning in his career. Now this season, he has the 6th highest batting average in the entire major leagues. He has the 4th most hits in the major leagues. He has 1+ hit in 13 of his 14 games. After Dane Dunning, if he cannot get a hit, the Rangers bullpen has not been doing that well. So all signs point to one of the best hitters in the league for hitter parlays right now. So give me Altuve, 1+ hit. And then let's go to Vinny P, probably the more unknown player, that's for sure. He plays for the Royals, if you do not know. And I've been waiting for him to show up because I think he's got the talent to take the next step. And a big part of that is his elite bat-to-ball skills. He rarely strikes out, this guy. If you're a Royals fan, you know what I'm talking about. So far in his first 605 at-bats in the majors, he has K'd 70 times. That's right. It's been pretty unbelievable for a guy who hasn't even played a full 162 games total in his career yet. It's been insane. And so he's obviously due for some positive regression, and it may be coming slowly. We will see. I want to be early to the party, but he is 6 for his last 8. He has 3 hits in 2 games straight now, including 8 RBIs, and he's facing Luis Severino, who's already given up 14 hits in 10 innings this season. So he's obviously very hittable. Really struggled last year. Obviously, I think he will be a little bit better overall this year. But he's still not a very good pitcher. He's not going to just strike out a ton of guys, and Vinny P doesn't anyway. So he's 3rd in the lineup. He's going to get plenty of chances. Let's ride this Vinny P party. I think this may be his season where he starts hitting the ball more consistently and finding holes and things like that. So give me Altuve, give me Vinny P, 1+ hit each as my first best bet. And before we get into that second one, let's check that promotion with Bet365. All right, as you know, we got 2 great promotions right now with Bet365. If you are in a legal state, you have no reason not to take advantage of one of these 2. All you have to do to get started is click the link below in the description by Bet365. Sign up takes a couple minutes, and then you all of a sudden have first bet safety net up to $1,000. If the bet loses, you will have your wager refunded in bonus bets. Or if you don't want that one, you can go bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets. Both of them are incredible deals, to be honest with you. So if you live in a legal state, you're thinking about signing up for Bet365, go use that link below so you can get some promotions and build that bankroll. So, of course, you must be 21 years or older to gamble. And if you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, back to the bets. All right, this second bet is an alternate team total parlay. That's right. We'll give you a pivot here in a second if you don't have these, but give me the Braves and the Reds to both have a team total over 3.5 runs each at -109 on FanDuel. I know when we do these bets, you guys think I'm saying they play each other. No, I am taking both of these teams in 2 separate games to score 4+ runs. So let's start with the Braves over 3.5 runs. The Braves have scored 4+ runs. They've gone over this in 10 of the 11 games this season. 10 of 11. The team total right now is juiced at 4.5. I like it at 4.5. 5.5, I don't know. I'd probably stay away. But, it's the Braves. They could easily score over 5.5. But they've scored more runs than anyone else in the league. No surprise there. If they cannot score 4 runs for the 11th time in 12 games, I will lose my mind. I literally will just lose my mind. They faced the lefty, Trevor Rogers. He's given up 6 earned runs and 12 hits in 10 innings so far this season. And that was against the Cardinals and the Pirates. No offense to them, but the Braves are just a little bit better. He's an average strikeout guy, not going to just absolutely mow people down. The Braves last season were the #1 team by far against lefties. So far this year, they're like 20th overall. It hasn't been that great, but that's because they only have 106 plate appearances, so it's not anything crazy. I'm not worried about. It's the same guys, same superstars. They do know how to hit. And they got guys who can hit lefties, like our boy Marcell Ozuna, like Ozzy Albies, like Ronald Acuna. They all can hit lefties pretty well. So Rogers just okay across the board, and he's facing the #1 offense. in the Braves. So, and then after Rogers, guess what? You get the Braves bullpen. They have the fifth worst ERA so far in the MLB this season, 5.43. It's not really a surprise. It's not a fluke. I just don't think they're very good. We took their under win total for the season, and it is looking absolutely dynamite to start the year. So, the last thing I love, the Braves are the road team. They will get 9 guaranteed at bats to get those 4 runs. So, give that to me as the first leg. Second leg, Reds team total over 3.5 runs. They have scored the 10th most runs in the MLB so far. They are averaging 5.3. That's right, averaging 5.3. I just need 4. And they're facing one of the more hittable pitchers in the major leagues in Mr. Flexen. He was an ex-Mariner a while back. He has given up 7 earned runs in 10.2 innings this year for a 5.91 ERA. In his defense, he has faced the Braves and he's faced the Royals. That's not easy to do, obviously. But here's what he doesn't do. He does not strike out guys. He does not miss bats. Here's his K rate. It's 10.6%, guys. That is only 10.6% higher than mine. It's absolutely bonkers to me. He had a 15.9% K rate last season. An average major leaguer, as you remember from the pitcher reports, around 21.5%, just so you know. That's just average. So one thing that the Reds can struggle with, because they're a young team, they can chase pitches and they can strike out a decent amount. But when you're facing a guy who strikes out about 10% of batters, you don't have to worry about that as much, which is going to be a big advantage for the Reds, who have also shown some power this year so far. 4th in ISO power versus righties this year. And if you want to know how many times the Reds have scored 4+ runs, it's 9 of 12 games. So in this alternate team total parlay, I want the Braves and the Reds to score 4+ runs, which they have already done combined in 19 of 23 games, and they both have good matchups. Both the road team, both get 9 guaranteed at bats. Man, oh man, don't let me down. I love this alternate team total parlay, and if you cannot get this one, you know, like I said, Braves team total over 4.5. You can get that. I also like the Reds team total, 4.5, but it's probably, I think I saw it at 5.5 at plus money. That's probably a little too high for me. Maybe go over 2.5 in the first 5 if you can, or something like that. So, anyways, that is my second best bet. And now, for the first time this year, let's check out the Friday RBI props. All right, as you guys know, we like to do Friday parlays for the NBA. For MLB, this year, we will be doing Friday RBI props. That's right. I'm going to give you 4 RBI props today. I'm only putting a quarter unit each on them. This is not a parlay. I will repeat, I am not putting this in a parlay for all 4 of them to hit. But all of them are going to be plus money, obviously, because RBIs, which means if I hit 2 of these 4, we profit some money. So let's go through these 4. And again, I'm putting a quarter unit each. You do what you need to do. But Lourdes Gurriel, 1+ RBI at plus 130. Surprisingly, he's actually 4th in the entire league in RBIs right now with 14. He hits lefties well. He has a 291 career average and an 820 OPS versus lefties. If he gets his chances, I think he could have drive in a run versus Steven Matz, who's pitched a little bit better this year than last year, but I still don't trust him. The next one, Corey Seager, 1+ RBI at plus 145. Coming off an 0-for-4 game with 4 strikeouts. He is 0 for his last 7. 0 for his last 7. Everything points to him struggling right now, right? Just for the last few games, it's Corey Seager. It doesn't matter. He has 0 RBIs in the last 4 games. This one is a bounce back for me. I don't think Seager is going to last for too long doing this. He's facing JP France, who he is 3 for 5 with 2 bombs off of already. If he just wants to get a solo bomb, I'm good with that. That makes it a lot easier. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does. So that's the second one. Third one, Kyle Tucker of the Astros, 1+ RBI. I got this at plus 165. He is facing Dane Dunning. He is 5 for 13 with a home run off him, as you already saw in the good hitter matchup. So he's another guy who could possibly just hit a home run and make this easy. Dunning gives up a little more pop to lefties as well, probably why Kyle Tucker's hit him well. But I like him to possibly get an RBI, and after him, Rangers bullpen has been really shaky. So I think he's going to get some chances there. So anyways, that's the third one. And the final one, a little more of a long shot, which is crazy, but Teoscar Hernandez, 1+ RBI, that's plus 190. This guy's in the middle of the lineup of maybe the best lineup in the majors. Them and the Braves, obviously, are just head and shoulders above everybody. But he has the second most RBIs in the league. Second most in the league, because he's getting chances constantly being in the middle of that order. And I'm getting plus 190, so I love it. And he also happens to be 4 for 11 off Michael King, as you saw in the good hitter matchup. So he's already seen him and hit him pretty well. So he's going to get his chances. You pretty much know that when you're in the middle of a Dodgers lineup. So give me Teoscar Hernandez as the 4th one. So those are my 4 RBI props. Hopefully you guys like these. I used to dabble in these a lot more in the past, and I always did pretty good on those. Usually put a quarter to a half unit. And again, you just got to hit 2 of the 4. RBI props are not something you're going to hit 80, 90% of the time. They are hard to do. They require some luck like other things. You need some guys on base if you're not going to hit a solo home run and things like that. But these are 4 guys I like with their odds as our Friday RBI props. And like always, we will have an added play in the pinned comments, maybe 2 on X and on Discord. It was just an overwhelming night with MLB and NBA with how many games there are, and I do want to go to bed before 1 a.m. So anyways, that's what we got for today. Thanks for listening. Let's check out the bets recap. All right, we got Mighty Mouse and Vinny P to each get 1 hit at -103 on ESPN Bet, and then an alternate team total parlay. Braves and Reds team totals each over 3.5 runs at -109 on FanDuel. And then the RBI props a quarter unit each. Just give us 2 of the 4 and let's be profitable. Lourdes Gurriel 1+, Corey Seager, Kyle Tucker, and Teoscar Hernandez. Hopefully we hit all 4. That would be absolutely awesome. But those are the best bets for Friday, April 12th. And again, go check out that NBA best bets video out now. We are on 11-4 run as we head into the playoffs over there. So thank you guys for listening this week. I know the bets have been a little shaky to say the least. I'll just say that. But we'll turn it around. I trust the process. We got a long season. So anyways, I hope you have a great Friday, and we'll talk to you soon.